Your Tito's. When you play the Bruno Rafa, win the early game. Because that's
combo.
what you need.
Right? It's the combo.
Exactly.
Why not use it in the early game? That was
So listen to your Tito's, guys.
You guys are wondering what Tito's are out there, and you're not from the Philippines. It's your uncles, all right? We're basically...
They've been around the block, you know?
Listen to your uncles.
Yeah, so that's something that maybe they can think about coming in this one. Maybe they saw that in the replays. Maybe their coaches were watching. You know what? Maybe they should have stuck together. And maybe that's something that we'll find out. The Bruno pick, despite losing in that game, looked very good. It was very powerful. I would not be surprised if it was something that was also considered still by NXPE.
Yeah. I think, you know, if you want to go back on that, I mean, we're seeing a similar draft here so far. Okay, there's the last ban from NXPE is going to be the Masha, right? They didn't want to deal with that because Frenzio was everywhere.
Ling and Fanny are all open.
Not bad.
That's a lot. It's a lot of good stuff being open there. The ban, very good respect.
Of course, the Fanny is going to be there. Do you go Franco now if you're next play? I think they still want to go for the Paquito. Maybe Paquito plus Julian, if they do play that, that's a big power pick because of how flexible they can be.
Isn't Fanny the most banned hero?
Yes, she is the most banned hero, followed by the Ling.
The Ling, yeah.
It's very much.
Isn't this the first time she gets to get played, or have we even seen her played at all?
Let me think.
I can't remember if it's 100%
I don't remember
ban
a Fanny game, so this will be the first Fanny of the season.
Your team is picking.
Definitely, it's going to be the Paquito. I would love to see them pick up the Julian, but instead they go Beatrix.
Wow.
So Omega, they can now pick up the Eve.
It's gonna get destroyed. Yeah.
As well as maybe the Atlas, or that they can have some sort of peel in their backlines. Good protection for the against the Paquito as well. If they want, they can even secure the quad now.
But here's the thing,
there it
guys.
is.
Wow, as usual, you know, never doubt Mr. Predixie Boy Wolf. So there it is. They have a pretty good control, and they're very scary. This is like glass cannon all over again. The power of the Fanny pick, right? It forces your opponent to kind of have to answer it at some point in the draft. And that's something that's weighing heavy on the minds of Next Play right now.
Not only that, but I mean, especially in, I mean, Fanny typically in the hands of all these pro players that, you know, are notable Fanny players, they are going to wreak havoc in the early game. That's pretty much what you can expect. So whenever you're the other team going against that, yes, exactly. How do you secure that to be a less of a bad time, because it's already gonna be that way, right? And here we go. Franco is a great option. I was thinking you could go with the Franco. You got that sure lockdown. You also think about Kufra a little bit. So Franco going in the hands of NXPE here is the best case scenario for them, alongside with what they already have. Like you mentioned, Wolf, you know, they've got the Paquito, they've got the Beatrix. So this is already a good start on countering that just glass cannon, like Rockhart put it.
And it's also a very comfort hero for Miko, right? So
that's right.
It's good.
We also prescribed this to Next Play Evos. If they want to make this really a power pick, this Paquito, a real power pick, you have to flex it. So what's going to happen now is that they picked up this position 5, this roamer. They're going to be picking up their mage or their mid laner in at the 4th pick, then reserve that flex pick up until the last moment.
That's true.
Where Omega can be left in the dust, in the dark.
That's a very obvious good key to victory here for Next Play.
Exactly. There's the Atlas ban. We also said that this could be good for Omega. And since they went in for the Julian, which I don't blame them for doing so, Next Play can now ban out a good hero against Miko. But we still know that the Cho is available for Omega.
Yeah, right now it's still there. You go. I was thinking, are they gonna let it through? But no. And here you go. This is your main mid mage, Kagura. You're saying?
Kagura, I would say.
Good pick.
Or Lilia, perhaps, for Next Play Evos. Maybe the last possible choice is the Eve. I say this is still pretty good for the side of Next Play Evos, but I think the top priority is Kagura, then you go Lilia, and then you go Eve.
Any mobile mage, basically, and Eve, right? Just so that you don't get destroyed in the early game by a level 3 Fanny who's in your face. You know, we've seen that happen so many times in so many games. No one has really been able to answer a Fanny straight up. You always need a team play in the early game.
Yeah, not only that, but this is, again, where they have to really protect Donut, right?
is
So
picking.
their next pick is going to be
Savior,
Savior.
of
So
course. We have
Savior's
the
not that mobile, but,
Yeah.
you know, he can lock people down. That's the big thing here.
But
go Esmeralda.
personally, as a Savior player, though, it's very difficult once your enemy's in your face. So
Yeah, and there's a lot of in-your-face
a
heroes.
lot of
for
in-your-face heroes here,
Yeah.
bro.
I believe that you can you maybe pick up the Rafaela now for Omega if they want, or the Cho. That's where it's still a good in-your-face hero once again.
That's right.
So
Or
is
wow,
Hilda.
You're one of the most in-your-face heroes in the game, the Hilda. I would not be
And-
surprised.
Or maybe the Matilda. Matilda could be good, honestly, for Omega if they want to consider that. Matilda, as well as Esmeralda, still pretty good.
Okay!
Yeah, boy. I'm excited. I'm very personally.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm very, very excited here with the Fredrin. First pick in
Yep.
MPL Philippines Season 10, in actually MPL Philippines history. So
Yep. So you have the option for next play to go for the Esmeralda as your XP laner, Paquito. So at least you have a way to stop this Hilda, but that leaves a lot of things that you have to be you have to open up. I think the last choice here for next play is actually Dyroth. Maybe they can consider Phoveus, perhaps.
Phoveus, Esme, and Dyroff are very good picks.
Yep.
Those are things that can kind of brawl very well against a Fredrin. And there it is. But again, you can't really flex James as an Esmeralda, just different, right?
Yeah.
Compared to the Paquito, I don't know.
Yeah, you
The
want
end
to.
of one thing
Okay, so
is the beginning of another.
That's a different voice line.
That is a different voice line.
That's not
That is-
Esmeralda.
That didn't sound like
Did they
Ezra.
update it or something?
I
I'm pretty sure it
believe-
wasn't the
That-
before, right?
So confusing. Yeah, maybe it is. Who knows, right? But we'll find out once we load up. And
Okay.
Esmeralda again is a kind of pick here. I would say.
It's very good versus Hilda.
True.
But
Yeah.
I will say that it struggles against the COD in the late game. And one thing that I don't like about this is Fredrin actually does not generate shields.
It is
Yeah.
gray health.
It's gray health.
Gray health.
That he gets back.
I don't know, maybe
what is
they
it,
were
crystal energy or something? Yes.
crystal armor?
Crystal
I like gray health.
gray health,
Gray health.
baby.
It's very straight up.
Yep.
Anyway,
Crystal
that,
energy. Nah.
Call it as we see it.
what is that? What is that? Come on.
Let's go
I
with
see.
gray
I
health.
call him like I see him, right? And that's exactly what I saw. So right now, are we sure
Yeah,
that
it
last
wasn't
pick was
Esmeralda.
not 100%? But
I think
Yeah.
we saw her there. I think that was her.
it was her.
I think so, yes.
All right. So maybe different voice line. Who knows? Let's load up and find out for sure. And it is the Esmeralda right there with James. Let's find out the debut game of Fredrin, used by Renzio and Smart Omega, versus NXPE once more. The questionable Esmeralda. We don't know if that was her, but it is.
It is.
And it is time to see them in action.
Wow, already look at Miko taking charge here into the jungle, just causing havoc. This is usually what we see from Hilda's. Is it a little bit too much though? Has that shield to help out here? They're gonna back off, but this is the thing, man. Renzio playing this Fredrin for the first time.
Yep.
I can't wait to see how it plays out, especially later on in the team fights.
I want to say, man, I've seen this matchup between Esmeralda and Fredrin, and you'd think that the gray health actually counts as a shield, but it doesn't.
Doesn't, yeah.
Oh no, Ryzen already.
Oh, man.
That's gotta hurt H2.
That's a big boo-boo right there.
You don't want that to happen, and this is why you draft the Hilda. You want to win the jungle matchup with it, as it is like a great way to force those retributions, early retributions, as well as the fact that you can put your enemy super duper low. You just get out there and you're okay.
Yeah, but
Miko.
you know who's
Poor
not
man.
okay?
He's not okay now. There you go. First blood being drawn here by next play. But hold on! Ryzen, Beyblading all around, grabbing a kill for himself. Trying to get Miko phobia, but
Gonna land the hook of your life, Miko.
yeah, he's not gonna get this one. To kill VJ there to back him up, but already Ryzen setting the pace here in the jungle.
Yeah, you guys are wondering why it's always banned out. You know what? This is why. Especially when your team has that dedicated disruption,
Yeah.
which is the Hilda. It just makes it so easy to fan you.
Oh man, this is gonna be hurting a lot. And I mean, we are focusing so much on the jungle for NXPE Evos. But let's look at the other lanes. It's going to be now up to Donut to alleviate the pressure out of this, out of H2. For now, we have to understand that H2, it's a lost cause already.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do much. And to be honest, that's very demoralizing as a jungler to lose so much in the early game.
I just want to say, you know, he's going to lose his buff here. He's losing just his resources, but early on in the draft, I said when a Fanny is across the board in the hands of players like this, specifically Ryzen, it's going to be hell in the early game, and you've just got to buckle up and deal with it as we see them grabbing more objectives around the map.
It really is.
Bottom lane, they wanted to make a move onto Kelra. Mikophobe is waiting for his level 4. If Donut just showed up and just cleared the minion wave in there, well, he does have the roam, so it won't matter as much, but man, if Donut just held Kelra a little bit longer into that lane, things would have been different, and they could have landed the flicker bite from Mycophobia, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. Again, these small things are what should be considered by teams. Oh, look at that.
Wow, okay, the flicker in with the bloody hunt. Miko taking a little bit too much here. Still alive,
H2.
but hold on.
No.
They don't connect either from the dawning light or H2O. Miko, what a survivor.
Yeah, he's got that amulet, that medallion that keeps you alive, and no matter what happens, it's activated right now here.
Super tough break because Donut had to switch to the machine gun, and he didn't have something like a shotgun prepared for that fight. So even after the flicker, bloody hand coming in from Mikophobe, it wasn't enough. And unfortunately, H2 didn't have obviously didn't have a flicker whatsoever because jungler isn't able to cut the distance, and that's a sprint Hilda, by the way.
Yeah. And there was even a dawning light. So
Yeah.
he dodged everything.
Missing the mark.
I mean, that's what I want to say. You know, he bobbed and weaved, but really he didn't. He just sprinted one line and nothing lined up.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay,
You're right.
here I am, you know? So, again, but I don't think he's going to be able to get away this time. He doesn't have the sprint. Got to be careful. He bobs, he weaves this time.
Okay.
Miko, once again, surviving here.
Oh, right. Some smooth movements from the Fanny, I would say.
I don't know if this is like next play, just everybody's just missing the mark, or is it Omega just playing it so well? Or maybe a combination of both, as next play, they just can't find an opening.
True. There are moments where you see Omega just not really doing anything special.
Yeah.
But they're still winning, you know? It makes you kind of wonder what happens here in the mid game when, you know, Omega's so confident to just walk in, and then NXPE, they're kind of just reacting.
Yeah, this is going to be huge, though. Can they actually grab this? They do grab the turtle. They secure that, and they find Ryzen with a huge pickup here. Miko also falling down. So not only do they grab the turret, but the turtle, but they grab 2 kills as well. Now Mycophobia looking for a play on Kelra here. There's 3 members. Blazing Duet does come out, gets knocked up, taking too much damage. Kelra still alive, but Donut with the finesse, the flicker in. Now the King showing up at the bottom side with the backup from Ryzen, and he makes quick work of Donut. But hold on, H2O isn't done yet, and he punishes. There you go, he punishes Ryzen, and this is a big moment here for NXPE.
Multiple turnarounds there, beautifully executed, and the counterattack as well by NXPE.
Man.
Massive moment for NXPE Evos as they have snatched the goal lead, and the crowd is just electric in the arena. Gonna have to give it to NXPE Evos. It didn't matter how many skill shots they missed. Only needed the turtle fight, and there was a big turnaround. H2 is now 3-2, and they have caught up. He's even richer than the Fanny at this point.
Yeah, we referenced that earlier where you can miss everything except for one huge moment, and they actually got it.
Yeah, the other thing too is, you know, Donut's having a much better game, right? This time around in this Beatrix. So that is going to be another key to victory here for them. But no, look at Kelra taking the burst damage, but they finally get Mycophobia down. And look at that as they find another kill on the bottom side.
Mycophobia made a move without a flicker. That's a no-no for NXPE Evos. They gotta have the time to those battle spells.
Again, they are fighting around the jungle area, which is also a big no-no, fight against a Fanny, so NXPE will disengage for the meantime.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much even across the board here, right? There's no gold lead really for either team. Each team has one turtle each, and now this third one coming up for the game, right? So who is going to claim this one as we see both teams fighting for that advantage? Right now, NXPE going to go ahead and pull out the turtle from the pit.
Omega
Let's see if they can just
conceded
grab
it.
this one.
You
They
have,
might.
you have to commend
They
NXPE.
want to trade down bottom for a Kelra move, or maybe just a purple, but they conceded totally. They want to make a move onto Donut, and Donut just holds his ground.
No, he
Interesting
knows.
decisions.
Yeah,
All
Donut got
right.
the call there.
All right, so far so good here for NXPE. They're holding steady. There's the dawning light.
Oh my goodness, huge hook. Coming out of the conceal, looking for another play and angle here. Little VJ gonna back off just in time. NXPE just reading Smart Omega there, making a big play for themselves, and they're still setting up here.
You know, Kelra's a very, very annoyingly mobile person.
Yeah.
Any hero he plays. That's one way to stop him. Just keep him steady on the ground.
Nope. And man, you nailed that right where the read coming up from NXPE Evos as Mycophobia just timed it so perfectly. He knows that Kelra will eventually go for the aggressive maneuver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they do have the numbers in their bottom lane, so all you need to do is just to reserve your ultimate as well as your flicker.
Excelente.
Excellent.
Excelente decision making there from Mycophobia.
I definitely agree with you.
So right
Man.
now, question mark here is who's gonna make the next big play?
Well, Ryzen
again.
going in,
Bro,
not even knowing.
No way!
Not even knowing what was waiting for the ball. Mycophobia gets another hook. 2 fall for Smart Omega. NXPE with play after play.
I know you don't see it. I'm just throwing my hands in the air right now as they are still keeping it. The fight is looking really good.
Big blazing duet, but it's a wipeout. Every single member of NXPE
Sorry.
just making a big play.
Those plays deserve a standing O, I gotta say.
Oh my god.
goodness.
Bring
And
it
in
down,
the,
Wolf.
in the words of Naisu, big damage.
Oh, it's big damn.
Big damn.
Close enough.
I don't want to sound incorrectly, but that's what that's DAM, short for damage, as NXPE was just destroyed Omega. And this is because of Yellow Haze in his positioning. As well as Miko. Man,
The
Miko, you
catches.
gotta have to check his hands. Definitely on fire in this game.
You don't see Francos do this that much. Consecutive hooks, consecutive plays.
Lord, less than half health here. Smart Omega trying to make a move. Falling star move coming out from James.
No.
Dawning light again as they fall, but here is the Lord secured by Ryzen, but at what cost?
James.
Because NXPE is on fire. Grabbing another kill. Looking to crash down here. Miko and the King. But look at the taunts coming out from NXPE.
NXPE's God mode right now. I don't know. There's no stopping them. Although OMG has the Lord.
Yeah.
They don't. There doesn't seem to be anything they can
No
do
way,
against
no
them.
way!
Oh, they get another hook! And that's another member of Smart Omega falling. All NXP has to do is take out the Lord and work on the turrets.
That
Man.
must be one of the biggest swings in gold I've ever seen today.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Oh man. This is an anecdote, right? Season 8. Franco is still not meta. In the off-season training of Onyx, I was there. Mycophobia
no.
training, he said, Coach, I want to use the Franco. I'm on fire with this. And he's not
Just
done.
like that.
You can't
He
escape.
heard you. He heard you,
He
man.
heard me, man.
Oh, Mycophobia, though, going to be walking to the bush. Is he going to be fine? He's taking quite a bit of damage here. Renzio, once again.
No.
Oh, another hook landing. But the gray bars of health, here comes the blazing duet in the perfect moment. And now it's NXPE that falls here. Double
right.
kill for the King. But look at the mid lane. They're going to be looking for another one. H2O goes down as well. The big shutdown coming out from Renzio.
I'm sorry, man, but that's one of the moments where you don't always want the hook to hit.
Like I say,
That
too
was-
much on fire.
I say a hook can either win you the game or it can lose you games.
That was one of those
Yeah.
ladder moments.
Ladder
Yeah.
moments there.
Oh, man.
And a big star momentum for sure, and for next play as well. A rain check, even. It's a rain check. That's a rain check.
I mean-
Mycophobia, have to be careful. Surely you are on fire, but sometimes you're gonna have to hold on to it.
You got to control the fire, Mycophobia. You know, you got to keep it contained
You don't
here.
want to burn out. Yeah, that was a classic burnout example right there, no matter how passionate you can be.
Yeah, and you know, too, the thing is about Fanny, at some point in the game, about now, you're not as strong as you were in the early game, right? And,
Correct the mundo.
And that's what we're seeing here, because now those lockdowns are coming out from NXPE, and it's really difficult for Ryzen to actually make plays for the team.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
One thing to be great at Fanny, but if you're up against like a Franco,
Yeah.
yep, it's a difficult, yeah.
You gotta keep your eyes on the prize. You don't want to come in the range of those hooks and those hunts. They really make a big difference.
Man, I don't even know what Micophobia's percentage of hooks is so far for this game, but already at the top side, Ryzen trying to get a kill. James still alive though, able to survive that one, the 1v1 on the top side, especially with the backup from H2O.
That's exactly what Nice was talking about, right? At certain points of the game, no
Yeah.
one's gonna be instantly eliminated from the Fanny, by the Fanny, rather.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. And gonna have to hand it to Ryzen.
Yeah, right.
Oh, what a nice wraparound coming up from NXPE.
Yeah, you know NXPE, they love these concealed plays, especially in the hands of Miko. They seem to be very, very potent. And they are still holding that position for some reason.
I mean, right now, look at this. Look at the angle they're coming in from. Right,
The biggest wraparound.
the wraparound
Oh, boy.
indeed. The
They-
patience.
The concealed
way.
play.
And they go in! They find the king with the huge play from the backside. And now Smart Omega gonna try to recall here, get back. They know they're out of position, and NXPE just taking the position advantage.
Yeah, that was... that could have been so much worse there for Omega. It was just KLBJ. Oh,
They're still going here. Kelra popping that Wind of Nature with the Blazing Duet, but another one falls. Two are down for Smart Omega, but NXPE actually not even sure exactly what they want to do just yet. They're going to have to get those buffs healed up here. Heal up, grab the buffs, and maybe get set up for the next Lord fight. Ryzen still waiting patiently in the bush.
yeah, right now Omega seem to be looking, having a hard time just catching anybody at this point. NXPE is just sticking together each and every turn.
Oh no. Renzio walking right into that blind. The Dawning Light has plenty of gray health bars though with the knockup from the king himself. They grab a kill, and that's gonna be a one for Ryzen 2. Lord's gonna reset. They grab 2 kills here. Smart Omega not backing down just yet.
Definitely Omega sided because NXPE, even after that wonderful wraparound that they did, they only got 1 elimination, and that kill actually is not gonna matter as much because they hanged on to the Lord. That
Yeah.
they waited for the right moment, but the right moment came too far and too late. And Omega already, they have seen KLVJ respawn, and because of that, there is more control of the Lord area because now NXPE, they don't have the flicker bite just yet.
They're gonna take this here. Looks like Smart Omega is gonna go ahead and secure the Lord. So they're happy with that, but H2O trying to get a pick off here, and they find Miko. So they do lose a member, but Smart Omega grabbing the Lord.
And because of that, obviously Omega will not be able to go for any big GG pushes with Miko out of the fight for the next 25 seconds. At the very least, they could still stabilize because right now the mid lane is marching here.
What a
for NXPE.
wonderful alley-oop coming out from H2. Jumping forward, using the knockout strike from the back so that he can push Miko towards the shotgun of Donut. A very nice thing to see. And for NXPE Evil's fans, you're going to be happy with how synchronized their team is, be it for the good or the bad. When they are off, you can see them off altogether, but when they are on fire, you see them all on fire.
Yeah, and that is the reason why, as strong as Omega's pickoff lineups is, no one's really getting picked off.
Frederick,
Right now.
only knockups and stuns.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
gonna get hooked here.
Oh,
Pop
the
the
taunts.
vengeance. Now under the turret they go. They gotta be careful with the Dawning Light. Respect. Look at the damage already coming out from that Yelly Haze Dawning Light. So, big pickups here, right? They still need to work on this tier 1 turret right now, but NXP doing everything they can. Another hook's gonna land, but it's on Renzio. Finally, the turret's gonna go down in the mid lane.
Yeah, there's also something I have to bring up here. The big combo of Renzio with a taunt
Yeah.
and KLVJ with the enhanced chain. That's something that, again, one-off wonder.
Yeah.
Everything can miss except for one big play, and that's a big AoE damage.
Yep.
Omega can win, so they have to. NXPE has to keep their eyes open for that.
And we are honestly saying that this is an even game at this point, right?
Oh, they get the Bloody Hunt now. Kelra is going to take quite a bit of damage. Kelra has to pop the Wind of Nature, but it's a killing spree for Donut. He's sitting at 10, 2, and 6 here on this Beatrix. So once again, they're setting up here to get the advantage for the next big objective.
We were saying about how important it is to have in-your-face hero against the Savior. And one thing that Savior has is this Mystic Field and first skill combo with the stuns that if you miss your in-your-face strategy, your jump, your gap closer, if you don't kill the Savior in time, you're gonna be done because there's not a lot of disengage afterwards because of the immense amount of hold that you can get out of Savior, and of course the punishment ultimate, right?
And that's also one of the big things that we didn't talk about is early game you can kind of bully the Savior all day long.
Yeah.
But when you get to that late game, he's one of the most strongest late game mages in the game.
Man, it's just annoying because, you know, at some point his cooldowns are just off like bam, 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 and you're just getting stunned, you're getting dawning lighted, you know, and it just becomes an obstacle itself to work around.
You know, Nisu's saying that, I can feel the pain in his voice.
Yes.
I'm sure
it's broken. Say it.
It's pretty tough, you know, pretty tough.
It
but
is.
I mean, look at this. Look at the struggle Ryzen has just grabbing his purple buff, right? And now as this Lord is up, you're going to see NXPE taking advantage here with the space, the positioning that they have.
Yep, the zone is created so far, but again, NXPE kind of losing the grip a little bit. Very interesting decisions being done here. They're playing more on the safe side, the way that they are walking around on the map. And again, going out together, so that no one gets picked off individually.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think at this point they've got to be as together as possible. A lot of that too is how does Renzio utilize this Fredrin? Because kind of what we're seeing is him just taking a ton of damage, but nothing's really happening. Yeah, that's my point. Like nothing's happening, right? So I think that is going to come down to, is Renzio actually able to utilize that kit on this Fredrin? And at the same time, it can all be changed and flipped top-turvy if NXPE's Mycophobia just grabs a hook or the right Bloody Hunt.
Yeah, and obviously the latter is a lot simpler to execute. A simple hook. Fredrin's combo is very, very specific. AoE taunt, AoE big dam, and a lot of just small pokes and absorption, damage absorption. So you got to keep your eyes on the prize if you are Renzio. You got to do something. You heard Nisu, man. Renzio, you gotta step up.
One thing that you can say about Fredrin is he kind of wants his opponents to fight against him, but there's a lot of ability in NXPE.
I think it says in his walk alone.
Yeah,
like,
come
you know,
on.
literally just swag walking with his hand in his pocket, and you know, that's what he's there for, right? But again, we're seeing both teams not even wanting to commit to the Lord here just yet.
He can absorb stuff like that all day long, you know? So as long as he can pull off, if he can make one good play, I think that's all that Omega are waiting for. But at the same time, NXPE, they got pretty good map control right now around the Lord area.
Yep. Because when we know that NXPE has this Esmeralda that can get out of the lanes, from the dead lane to the X offside lane, and then just get into the Lord fight or the Lord dance. Renzio cannot do the same because he's a Fredrin. Fredrin walks so slowly compared to other XP laners out there. So there's no actual way to split push, unless of course you commit the Fanny. But if you do commit the Fanny, you are saying that you don't have control of the Lord because that's a Retribution holder. So this is such a dilemma for Omega.
This is like, you know, in a way, this is almost like another Lord dance that we saw in the previous series.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not actually dancing. They're just like hanging around, you know? Like they want to dance, but you know, it's that kind of situation where everybody's just waiting on the side.
MPL chillax with the Lord.
Yes.
I love it.
Essentially.
Flicker used by Mycophobia very early on. That's a minute and a half that you don't have a powerful spell, a win condition spell added. And Omega, it's their turn for their own wraparound play. Renzio on the front line, seen. I think he was seen by that Lethal Wanderer.
If he wasn't seen, maybe they heard it, right?
Yep.
I mean, they're gonna back off from that Lord pit. So still, we're almost 22 minutes in the game, right? This Lord is gonna be even more crucial here. And honestly, the further that the game goes on here, I feel like Smart Omega is going to struggle even further with actually securing that Lord fight.
Again, the Fanny's just so squishy in the late game, you know?
Right?
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be able to one-shot anybody. contrary to the Omega shout, Omega battle cry. And again, big question on whether Renzio can pull off a big taunt somewhere.
Ryzen acknowledges his role in this. He needs to survive for quite a longer time. He actually went in for Rose Gold Meteor, perfect against the Savior bursts and the anti-grass. Against, obviously, this Matrix, if ever that happens.
Oh my goodness! The calculated hook! But Miko still able to survive. H2O going to be focused here. Renzio goes in, pops the immortality, and now it's trouble here for NXPE. But H2O finally getting taken down by the king. Ryzen also has to retreat as James is going to chase him down. But on the top side, Donut flickering out. Trying to help out here, but it's just too much. Smart Omega taking big advantage here, but look at the top side as James is pushing into the base. Is it going to be enough? He's just trying to buy time. Another turret falls here, but it's complete chaos across the map.
They got the inhib. That's pretty big.
The next play wave. Gonna go for the segue.
That's true.
Unfortunately, they will have to concede this Lord fight, or will they?
I don't think they have to here.
They're going for it.
He's getting taunted.
Mycophobia and Donut showing up to the party along with James here.
Here's
Miko
James.
trying to follow up. Falling Star Moon to push Kelro back. Lord's still going to be about half health here. They're not going to give up just yet. Mycophobia, he's got to be careful. He's looking for a hook here. That's going to be the immortality going to be popped. Winter Tranche it as well, but it's a kill secured for Renzio. There's the lockdown with the Bloody Hunt, but another knock-up coming out from the King. Donut trying to survive here. It's going to be Kelra kill VJ trying to help here. He goes in, gets the double. Immortality going to be popped, but not enough as they finally take him out. Hold on, H2O. The patience game here. Kill VJ. You can't escape this one. H2O going in, and there's the knock-up. Goes in, and that's the burst from the Paquito, the 1-2 punch.
Again, these prolonged team fights, it's a big test, right? If you're fighting for a long time, which team can hold on and make the right decisions longer?
Say what you will about both of these teams. Every strategy is thrown out the door. It's all micro that happened in there. We saw Yelly Hayes just land the good ultimate to kind of poke Miko, and then gotta have to hand it to Donut. He held his ground. 3v1, he couldn't have. Big salute to the guy. He was able to still run away, get the kill, equalize it, put Julian super duper low that it was H2's time to go for the wraparound. Gotta hand it to H2 as well. Patiently waited for that moment. KelVJ is looking for the enhanced sword, if I'm not mistaken, the dash. But he wasn't able to like have it on time. Even the enhanced chains, H2 just played that so well. Everybody's just out-microwing each other.
That's right. And the problem with the enhanced chain, if you're mid-air, you already cast the skill, it's not gonna stop you. And that's exactly what we saw there with the 1-2 punch combination from the Paquito. So now it is, again, we are back where we started earlier.
I mean, this gets even spicier because now the immortalities are down.
That is true.
That's true.
It's tough. I mean, across the board, I believe nobody has any immortalities available to them. So if it goes any way, I mean, this is the advantage for Mycophobia because if he grabs a hook, if he grabs a Bloody Hunt, it's going to be tough. I mean, okay, Kelra's got the immortality back, so that's good for him. But still, the rest of the team, they got to be very careful how they approach that next Lord fight.
Every hook is going to be impactful from here on in. And depending on whether or not there is going to be a teammate to answer that is the big question here for NXPE. And on the other side, it's just Omega. Like, guys, how are we going to win the team fights? We need to take them by surprise as well. It's so difficult.
The way that this game has played out, we have been talking about the third Lord for quite a long time now.
Yeah.
And I think we started around 18 minutes and it has been like 8 minutes afterwards. Constantly just war of attrition between two teams. And next play, they are going to approach it differently this time. They are trying to get a push. Just park the Matrix near the Lord area to go for the punish. And H2 actually moves in an aggressive stance here, which is, I'm not entirely sure if that's the right thing to do, but so far, NXPE Evos gonna do it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, Renzio has the gray health here. Gonna take the brunt of damage. Here comes Kill VJ into the backside. Finds Yelly Haze, and that's Yelly Haze down with the Lord. Who's it gonna be secured by? It's secured by Donut. Here comes the blazing duet from Kelra. They're forcing NXP back here. But right now, they've got to be careful because they have a Lord to deal with, even though 2 are down for NXPE.
It's a fat wave of minions going against Omega, and that's already a signal for them to just back out. Great move coming out from NXPE. It was a gamble, and they have lost heroes in there. Fortunately, Donut was able to stop the advance coming out from Omega, but this actually is still putting them in a disadvantage. They do have the side lane pushed out against Omega. That's their only advantage here. But when it comes to a hard push, Omega, they have more heroes to trade with against NXPE Evos.
30 seconds remaining on H2. We got 22 on Yelly Haze. They will be able to make it maybe before the big one. And I'm sure the NXPE has enough, power to stave this off. But we will have to find out what Omega does with this situation.
Yeah, this should just be another turret for them. Not sure if they're going to be able to make something happen, but they do use the conceal here. They're going to still work on that mid turret. There's the knock-up. The Dawning Light going to be coming out too. Immortality going to be popped. Renzio taking the brunt of damage, pops the Vengeance, but it's not enough as Donut grabs a kill here. Smart Omega on the retreat. They're happy with that turret in the mid lane.
72 seconds, 74 I think was the official one. For the death timers, those death timers are brutal right now.
They're massive.
So every single decision is gonna start to count.
Yeah. I was wondering why Donut was able to back up so much damage with that. Almost 100 to 0 with just one ultimate coming up from the shotgun. The reason is he went for a different emblem. He didn't go for a killing spree that usually you get from the Beatrix. He went for the marksman emblem now.
So that's percent damage. It increases the damage of your items. Yeah. And that is massive in the late game.
That's right.
Well, right now, I mean, it looks like NXP might want to try to end the game here. They know that Renzio's not going to be up for 20 seconds. They're relying on a hook. Not going to connect this time, as they also want to focus on that bottom turret. There you go on the top side, forcing Ryzen back here. Falling Star Moon. Going to come out from James. Gets the knock up. Kill VJ. They can't set anything up, though.
Yep, that's going to be Omega staving off the offense for the meantime. Again, it looks like a reset right now.
It is.
20 seconds, we're going to be back where we were.
Yeah. Yep, let's go back to regularly scheduled programming as we go for another big Lord fight.
Best thing about it is that immortalities are up once again.
Yeah. I mean,
although Renzio will not expect that to happen.
Probably not.
Probably not. All right, so 29 minutes.
I think this is the first time we've reached the 30-minute mark. Close to. I have to say that Wolf also casted one of the longest games in MPL history back in Season 7. I think I remember that. Season 8, yeah.
Oh, Season 7, yes.
1 hour long, so I don't know.
And also the longest game before that, Season 6.
So it seems like Wolf is the magnet.
This is a Wolf magnet.
Yeah. The curse.
Yep.
So let's find out whether or not anyone's gonna make a big boo-boo as we head on to Lord number 4, I think.
This is the one, right? I mean, this is why the Lord does what it does. By the time it's the 4th iteration here, it also hurts. It's gonna power up the minions massively. So now even more than ever, NXPE is gonna be very careful here how they approach this. But just look, as you guys said earlier, the NXPE way, right? They might just look for a moment in a different lane if they want to.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. NXPE doesn't always just fight straight on. There's always something behind it. And that's what they're doing right now. Actually, there are 3 people on the bot side with just 2 people on the Lord. I don't know why.
This is the gambit. They wanted to trap Ryzen into taking this orange buff.
Oh boy.
Again,
Miko does have the flicker. And I think they're eyeing for this. They have to be careful.
Yeah, look at Ryzen right now having a hard time even taking down minions at this point.
Yeah, by the way, at 31 minutes, the Lord, his swing every 4 seconds, that's gonna hurt.
It does. Absolutely.
Oh, that hurts too.
Oh boy.
I mean, that hurts too, coming out from Donut. But at this point, everybody is pretty much just locked in. they've already got potions. We see some minor switches and items, you know, from here and there, whether that's the winter truncheons or
Donut's on
another
full-on attack mode.
He's full-on attack mode. So, and both marksmen having, you know, that wind of nature too, that is going to be crucial. But still, like you said, Wolf, this Lord hurts. And even if you're the team taking the brunt of the damage from the Lord, it's going to put you at a pretty big disadvantage in terms of that team fight if the other team decides to give it a go.
You know what surprises me? We haven't seen any big blazing duet destructions yet. It seems to be, Kelra seems to be very tame in this game.
What? Okay. Did they just lose their...
Yeah, they lost the... It didn't have much health left.
Very important turret to take care of. It means that your minions are going to be pushing harder against the opposing lane. Super minions are actually very difficult to deal with at the late stages of the game because they also do scale.
Yeah,
that was a big question mark for me. How did that happen?
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Right now, they've got the information here, right? They are still crowded up there on the top side. They got to be careful, though. Miko and Kill VJ could get caught out here. There's the hook.
No way.
There's the bloody hunt to follow. Here comes Ryzen with the blazing duet. Did Kelra looking for a kill here. Mortality's going to be popped. Wind of nature. Donut the focus.
No way.
Ryzen gets him down. It's going to be a huge trade. Pandemonium on both sides here as everybody disengages. It's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, believe it or not, it was only 1-for-1. We got Ryzen still running it.
Okay, he picks up Mortality.
Not a good dive if ever.
Yeah.
Donut managed to survive long enough, but Ryzen was there, and you know that you have to be careful. Donut surely shotgun deals the most damage in the fastest amount of time, but you have to get up close and personal. And unfortunately, NXPE Evos lost an important hero afterwards.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that losing that immortality means that you will have such a big power dip afterwards.
Yeah, right now, I mean, this is the thing, right? They can't even do the Lord, though, because their base is completely pushed in, you know, in terms of not having any of those inhibited turrets left up. So even with Donut being gone here for NXPE, Smart Omega can't actually do what they want to do just yet. And they might, you know, they might start it up here, but they're going to have trouble actually securing this one. Ryzen is on the bottom side of the map as well.
I just have to say we're getting to a point where fatigue is going to be becoming an issue. Where can you consistently still play at the highest level at around 35 minutes? Can everyone make the right decisions? We got split cam coming up on straight up.
Well, as I said, that Lord's going to be hurting here. Kelra taking a brunt of the damage. Kill VJ now, looking for the focus. Mikophobia with the flicker in the bloody hunt, but the immortality is going to be popped here. They grab a kill as he falls.
That was big.
VJ, but look at the mid lane. Mid lane, Miko chasing down Yelly Hayes. Gets the immortality, so he doesn't have that anymore. Now the focus on top of Miko as he falls. So big trade here. Miko's out, but Yelly Hayes doesn't have that immortality. He's got to be careful. Still, we're at a standstill for that next Lord.
One death, 83 seconds. That is a huge amount of time to lose a person, and Omega are gonna have to suffer for that. It looks like they're gonna be back on defensive mode here.
An order like Mac delivery.
My goodness, please, Mac delivery.
Yeah.
Come on.
You can do that. Then get back into the game. Surely. This is how long these timers are, and interestingly, after all of the things, all of the explosions that we saw, it's a roam-for-roam trade-off.
Yep.
I mean, they might look for something here. The Wrath comes down. Renzio,
Well,
just, you know.
that did not do any damage.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, he takes some damage, doesn't do much damage, but at least he looks cool, right?
For Fredrin, you need a lot of gray health for that big swing, sword swing to do damage. I don't even know what the name's called yet. I played it a lot, but...
It's something Wrath. I remember
Wrath
it's
something,
Wrath.
yeah. So, and it needs combo points, so it's not always going to be active.
Yep.
Well, right now, I mean, what is active is NXPE. Going to actively start up that Lord on the top side. Not sure if they're going to commit to it just yet, because in the bottom side, James taking quite a bit of damage.
He does not have sprint.
It does not have sprint. Winter Truncheon going to be popped, but that's not enough. As a kill traded across the map.
Again!
Renzio goes down too. It's a 1-for-1. But Miko goes down here. Kelra has to be careful with the return. The blazing duet. But Donut still able to survive too. Kelra, but here comes Ryzen. He's waited for his time to shine. Grabbing a kill. And another falls for NXPE. in the driver's seat, but what can they do?
That was the perfect moment for Ryzen to shine alongside Kelra. Multiple low HP members from NXPE fighting straight on.
KLVJ with such great usages of the chains. Ryzen with his timing, and more importantly, Kelra with the pop of his ultimate. You were waiting for the blazing duet, and you found it.
Oh man, this could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Smart Omega trying to get another kill as they do, and all members of NXPE are down. 37 minutes into the game. There's no minions just yet, but they should be able to get it because the timers are massive. And that's going to be the barangay. Smart Omega taking the series in a sweep.
One of the longest games of the season so far. It was a huge roller coaster of emotions for both teams. Audience was very quiet for a majority of it as well. I love it now. They have gotten the result they came for. It is a 2-0 for Smart Omega in this round.
In this long game, fatigue had to be there for NXPE Evos.
It set in. I can feel it.
Unfortunately, they faced up against the kings of the late game. Omega, it just runs through their veins. They never say that